And God tells Moses, he says, here's what's going to happen. You're not going to go down and fight. I want you to go up on the mountain, and I want you to hold your arms in the air. And as long as your arms are up in the air, your army will win. But if your arms start to fall, they're going to lose. This is a test for Moses. I mean, can you imagine? Like, what if God came and told you that? Like, you had been preparing to fight. You know, it's like, okay, God, I guess I'll go up on the hill. I guess I'll do it, right? Okay, let's keep reading. When Moses' hands grew tired, which I don't know how long that took, but that's a tough pose. I don't know how long you've ever done that, but that ain't easy. Some of you are like waiting in, put your arms down, waiting in class for the teacher to call on you, you'll do this number, right? That's what I used to do. I didn't really used to do that because I never knew the answer. But anyway, okay. When Moses' hands grew tired, they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. Aaron and Hur held his hands up, one on one side and one on the other, so that his hands remained steady till sunset. So Joshua overcame the Amalekite army with the sword. So here's what happens. A couple of things I think that are true about us, that are true about Moses in this story. This great leader going through a series of failures, going through a tough time, really coming up against it. And I think you're going to feel some of what he feels. And the first thing I think that we agree with Moses, one of the things that I think we have in common with Moses is sometimes we feel like we have the weight of the world on our shoulders. Moses has the weight of the world on his shoulders. I mean, imagine. It doesn't matter how well you've trained your soldiers. It doesn't. It doesn't matter how good of fighters they are. It doesn't matter if you have more soldiers than the enemy. It doesn't matter how good your generals are at strategy. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is that you keep your arms in the air. Like everybody's either going to live or everybody's going to die because of what you do. And you just feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Like there's all these things in your life that you have no control over, but that doesn't change the fact that you feel them. Like the world occurs around you. Bad things happen. Trouble comes. People fight. You're not involved. You can't control. You have nothing to do with it. But you wear it, don't you? You feel it. And Moses feels the weight of the world. I mean, he knows that in that battle, there are sons and husbands and uncles and grandpas that are fighting in this war. And if he lowers his hands, they're going to die. And not only that, if his hands fall, they're going to come in and the Amalekites are going to wipe them out and Israel won't exist anymore. I mean, imagine like your family's last name, it just doesn't exist anymore. All the people that you know are gone. Moses feels this weight. And you know what happens in verse 12? It becomes more than Moses can handle. Like some of you have people in your life that were supposed to care for you, and they left you. And that had nothing to do with you. And you had no control over that. But you're bearing that weight on your shoulders. And it's just more than you can take. Some of you had people in your life that were supposed to protect you. And they hurt you. And it had nothing to do with you. You couldn't control it and you couldn't stop it, but that weight is on you. And it's just becoming unbearable. And you think that somehow you're weak and somehow that you're unique and that somehow no one else feels that and that somehow no one else goes through that.